You've just mentioned, and right now we're going to actually head south because that's where President Obama would like to send $2 billion to take care of illegals who have flooded the border since October. But, you know, a lot of people are asking this morning, didn't he actually open the door to this in the first place? And aren't you about a year late and $2 billion short to be requesting this?
51,000 right now. Kids being dropped off at the border. 51,000 kids that the United States is now having to take care of. Parents coming to the border from Guatemala, El Salvador, parts of Central America, not just Mexico, and basically being held for ransom, saying if you want to send them back to our countries, you're going to have to pay us to send them back to our countries. It's not like Mexico.
So essentially what the president is doing is saying, this is a terrible problem when I need $2 billion. Of course, his policies helped create it. Big question is what's going to happen with that $2 billion. They say it's going to be to help the children and the mothers right there, but also to deport them. Is that where the money is really going to wind up? Here's the president on the current law in this country regarding this situation.
We have to house these kids and take care of them until the machinery under current law allows us to send them back.
Right.
And so this isn't something that's brand new here. And look, any parent with a person with a heart obviously bleeds over this situation. Right. It is a difficult one, but this has been going on for a long time. You have to at least have some practicality and approach. $2 billion here late in the game to go into it. And when the president's speaking right there, he's not just coming up with the idea like, hey, we have to do this. It's the law as it stands right now as it pertains to Central America.
We saw this coming. We saw this coming for a long time with the DREAM Act saying, you know, come to America. Come to America. This is the place where we will welcome you and your children. Why? And you look at Nancy Pelosi down there over the weekend, down there at the border. She was down there saying this is not a crisis. This is an opportunity.
Sure.
It's an opportunity. How? Because Texas, which was once a red state, is slowly trickling towards becoming a blue state. We have more immigrants in this country. Who are they going to vote for? They're going to vote Democratic.
Well, here's the thing. This is a crisis of this administration's making. I mean, let's face it. If you've got a 5-year-old kid who can walk across our southern border because there is no security there, because they've been diverted elsewhere because of the administration, that is the administration's device. They've invented it. Sheriff Joe Arpaio, who is the sheriff of Maricopa County in Arizona, he says we need to take the U.S. military and go onto the Mexican side of the U.S.-Mexican border and stop it there. And here he is saying how he would do it.
If they worry about the danger, then I would send the military across the border, work with their military bilaterally, and get the job done. That's what I would do, and we'd clean up this mess. Well, you have to get the Mexican president to okay it, and I just go in there and have a few drinks with him and get the job done.
So $2 billion, though. We're already spending $48 million alone just in Guatemala to help secure their borders. That's really worked. So just throw more money at this problem?
Forget about their borders. Shouldn't we be securing our borders?
Right. You know, and Arpaio also complained 30% of illegal alien inmates in his own jail, right there, they're turned over to federal authorities for violating immigration law and coming back over and over again on various criminal charges. So we're not just dealing with children. Certainly there are 52,000 that are coming in, but also criminals repeatedly entering his gates.
You know what? It'd be great if our president picked up the phone and talked to the president of Mexico and said, we've got a real problem here. Can't you do something on your side? Because if you look at what's happening, these border towns all the way from Texas to California, some of them are on the verge of bankruptcy because they've had this influx, this flood of illegals, and they got to take care of them, and not a penny from the federal government.
Each processed one at a time. Yep. Obviously, on the time of those at the border control, they don't have the hours to be putting into this right now, nor the funding, hence the $2 billion request to the border.
That's right. Go to their website right now, friends@foxnews.com. You can weigh in on this and more, and Fox and Friends on Facebook as well.
All right.